Get ready, coin collectors. Today we're diving deep into the top 4 most valuable Jefferson nickels that could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars, from rare minting errors to elusive wartime varieties. So grab your coin jar, that could make you rich. The 1954 era Jefferson Nickel, so rare, it could completely change your life. Stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving deep into the untold story of this incredible coin, its history, minting mysteries, shocking errors, and jaw-dropping auction values that will make you look twice at every nickel you own. So grab your magnifying glass, coin collectors, because this one's going to blow your mind. The background. Let's rewind to 1954, a time when the U.S. was booming after World War II. The Jefferson Nickel, first introduced in 1938, was already a familiar sight in every American pocket. The design came from sculptor Felix Schlag, who created that timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. On the reverse, by 1954, the U.S. Mint was operating 3 key facilities producing nickels. The most valuable errors and varieties: double-die obverse DDO, $1,000 to $5,000, off-center strike error, $1,000 to $2,500, die crack and cut errors, $500 to $1,500, off-metal or wrong planchette error, $10,000 to $30,000. How to identify a rare 1954 error nickel. If you want to know whether your 1954 nickel could be worth a fortune, here's what to look for. Check the mint mark, found on the reverse to the right of Monticello. Look closely for signs of doubling or over mint marks. S over D or D over S. A jeweler's loop or 10x magnifier is essential. Inspect the design details. Look for doubling on letters, Jefferson's I, or the word Liberty. Examine Monticello's steps. Clear. Full steps add major value. Watch for misalignment or off-center strikes. The more dramatic, the better. Weigh the coin. A normal nickel weighs about 5.0 grams. If your coin weighs less or more, it could be an off-metal strike. Get it graded. If you suspect you have a rare error, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. A verified error coin in mint state condition can multiply in value overnight. Auction records that stunned collectors. Let's talk about the big money. Here are a few real auction results that made collectors' jaws drop. Jefferson Nickel, graded MS66 with full steps, sold for an unbelievable $30,000 to $100 at auction. Nickel, MS65 with clear over mint mark, brought $18,000 for $100. Off-metal nickel struck on a silver dime planchette, fetched $28,750. Double-die obverse, graded MS64, went for nearly $5,500. And the most stunning part: many of these coins were originally pulled from circulation, found in pocket change, coin rolls, or family jars. That's why treasure hunters still dream of discovering one today. What to do if you find one? If you ever stumble upon a 1954 nickel that looks strange, whether it's off-center, has doubling, or shows something unusual around the mint mark, don't clean it. Don't polish it, and don't spend it. Handle it carefully by the edges, never the face. Compare it online with verified error examples. The 1960 to Jefferson Nickel hides one of the most incredible stories in American coin history, a story filled with minting mistakes, vanishing details, and rare error coins that have sold for life-changing money. Some of these errors are so unique that experts call them one-of-a-kind treasures. And who knows, one of them could be sitting in your old coin jar right now. The background. Let's rewind to 1962, when America was on the verge of a new era. John F. Kennedy was president. Gasoline cost just 31 cents per gallon, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to fuel a booming economy. The Jefferson Nickel, designed by sculptor Felix Schlag in 1938, had already become a staple of American change. On the obverse front, we see the dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson. The most valuable errors and varieties: double-die obverse DDO, $3,000 to $7,500, double-die reverse DDR, $5,000 to $8,000, off-center strike error, $2,500 to $3,000, die break and cut errors, $2,000 to $3,500. How to identify a valuable 196 to D error nickel. Now, here's the fun part: finding one of these treasures yourself. If you have any old nickels, especially from the early 1960s, grab a magnifying glass and start hunting. Here's what to check for. Mint mark. Look for the small d on the reverse, to the right of Monticello. Examine it closely for doubling or repunching. That's where the big money is. Lettering doubling. And Monticello, even faint doubling can increase value. Monticello steps. Coins with full, sharp steps are rare and command premium prices. Shape and rim. Look for off-center or broad-struck details. Weight. A normal nickel weighs about 5.0 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it might be an off-metal strike worth thousands. Condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins that still have mint luster and no visible wear can be worth multiples of lower-grade examples. Real auction records that shock the coin world. Let's talk real numbers. These are the record-breaking 196 Jefferson Nickels that stunned collectors. RPM nickel, graded MS66 with full steps, sold for $18,400. Nickel struck on a dime planchette, fetch it over $25,000. Double die obverse, sharply struck and graded MS65. Sold for nearly $9,000. A spectacular off-center 196D nickel, 60% misaligned, but with full date. Realized for $1,750, and the rarest of all. A unique 196D Jefferson Nickel struck on a silver planchette, authenticated by PCGS, is estimated to be worth up to $75,000 or more if sold today. These are real coins, real collectors, and real life-changing money. The 1964 SMS Jefferson Nickel, a mysterious coin that was never supposed to exist. Only a handful are known to exist, and each one is surrounded by secrecy, controversy, and massive value. We're uncovering the hidden history, rare errors, and unbelievable auction prices of this once-forgotten treasure, a coin so rare that even experts were shocked when it first appeared. The background. Let's rewind to 1960 for a year that changed U.S. coinage forever. America was in the middle of a coin shortage. Millions of coins were being hoarded, especially silver ones, as the U.S. Mint was preparing to remove silver from its circulating coins. During this chaos, 1964 became the last year that the U.S. Mint struck 90% silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars, and also the year of a secret experiment that would later shock collectors around the world. Why the 1964 SMS Nickel is so special, you might be wondering. Why is this particular coin so loved and so expensive? It comes down to three things. Mystery. No official mint records exist. Experts still debate why these coins were struck and how they left the mint. Rarity. Fewer than 20 are known to exist, far rarer than most famous coins like the 1909 SVDB penny or the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. Beauty. The craftsmanship and finish of SMS nickels are unlike anything else from the 1960s. They bridge the gap between the classic Jefferson design and the modern minting era. Owning one of these is like holding a secret piece of mint history, a coin that was never supposed to leave the building. Auction history $1 million mystery. Now let's look at the auction trail, because every time one of these coins appears, it makes headlines. In 1993, one of the first 1964 SMS nickels discovered sold privately for over $20,000. In 2005, another surfaced and fetched nearly $38,000. By 2010, the value skyrocketed as more collectors recognized the rarity. In 2016, the record-breaking SB68 example sold for $156,400, shocking the numismatic world. Experts now estimate that a flawless piece could surpass $150,000, and if a new specimen were discovered today, the media attention alone could push it toward the $1 million mark. Yes, you heard that right, a nickel worth $1 million. That's right, the 1965 Jefferson Nickel hides one of the most shocking secrets in U.S. coin history: rare errors, secret minting changes, and mysterious varieties that most people have never even heard about. We're going to uncover the unbelievable story behind this coin, its history, the minting chaos of 1965, and the rare error versions that can turn a 5-cent coin into a life-changing jackpot. The background. To understand the rare 1965 Jefferson Nickel, we have to go back to one of the most dramatic years in U.S. coinage history, 1965. The mid-1960s were a time of panic at the U.S. Mint. Americans were hoarding silver coins, fearing the value of silver would skyrocket. And they were right, silver prices were rising fast. This caused a massive coin shortage. The mint was under intense pressure to produce billions of new coins fast. The most valuable errors and varieties struck on a silver planchette. $10,000 to $25,000 struck on a copper planchette. $5,000 to $10,000, double die obverse DDO. $7,000 to $10,000, off-center strikes. $5,000 to $8,000, record auction sales. Let's talk money, because these coins have stunned collectors at auction for decades. Silver planchette PCGS AU58, sold for $8,050 at heritage auctions. Dime planchette PCGS MS64, sold for $12,650. Bronze planchette NGC MS63, sold for $9,000. Double die nickel MS65, sold for $6,500. Style nickel SP67, estimated value $25,000 to $50,000. Experts believe if a new high-grade proof-like or transitional error nickel appears, it could easily fetch $100,000 to $250,000, and possibly even break the $1 million mark if unique. How to identify rare 1965 error nickels? If you want to check your change for these treasures, here's what to look for. Check the weight. Normal, 5.00 grams. Silver dime planchette, around 2.5 grams. Copper penny planchette, around 3.1 grams. Use a magnet. Nickels aren't magnetic, but foreign or mixed metal planchets might react differently. Look under magnification. Check for doubling on the date or lettering. Examine the color and sound. Silver planchets have a bright white tone and ring when dropped. Off-center or clipped edges, always hold on to these. Mirror-like finish could indicate a proof or SMS strike big money if authenticated. Certification, send to PCGS, NGC, or Annex for official grading. Never clean your coin.